Stories are our lifeblood. They connect us, teach us, and transport us. From ancient myths to modern novels, we are drawn to tales that resonate with our own experiences. But what gives a story its power? What makes us care about the characters and their journeys? The answer often lies in the shadows of the past, in the backstory. Backstory is the unseen foundation upon which a story is built. It's the history, the experiences and the relationships that have shaped the characters into who they are. A well-crafted backstory breathes life into characters, giving them depth, complexity, and motivation. It allows us to understand their choices, empathize with their struggles, and ultimately become invested in their fates. Consider the classic tale of Cinderella. We remember her not just for her beauty or her magical night at the ball, but for the years of hardship she endured at the hands of her stepmother and stepsisters. It's this backstory, the cruelty, the loneliness, and the unwavering hope that makes her eventual triumph so satisfying. Without it, she would be a hollow shell, a pretty face with no story to tell. Backstory is the architect of a character's identity. It shapes their values, their fears, their strengths, and their flaws. It explains why they react the way they do, why they make certain choices, and why they're driven by certain desires. A character's past is not merely an afterthought, it's the very essence of who they are. Think of your favorite literary detective, the brooding, cynical figure haunted by a past case. Perhaps it was a case that went unsolved, a loved one lost, or a betrayal that shook them to their core. This backstory isn't just a random detail. It's the driving force behind their actions, their cynicism, and their relentless pursuit of justice. It makes them relatable, even admirable in their flaws. Take, for instance, Sherlock Holmes's aloof nature and reliance on logic. Could these be coping mechanisms developed after a childhood trauma? Or consider Hamlet's paralyzing indecision. Is it rooted in the swiftness of his father's death and his uncle's hasty marriage to his mother? These are the questions that backstory allows us to explore, adding layers of complexity and intrigue to even the most familiar characters. Backstory isn't just about individual characters. It's about the intricate tapestry of their lives and how they intersect with one another. It reveals hidden connections, shared histories, and long-buried secrets that can drive the plot forward and add layers of meaning to the narrative. Imagine a chance encounter between two strangers on a train. As they strike up a conversation, we learn through subtle hints and flashbacks that their paths have crossed before, perhaps as children in a summer camp or as rivals in a long-forgotten competition. This revelation of a shared past instantly deepens their connection, adding a layer of intrigue and suspense to their present interaction. Think of the Count of Monte Cristo, where Edmond Dante's imprisonment and subsequent quest for revenge are inextricably linked to the betrayals of those he once considered friends. Their shared past is the catalyst for the entire novel, shaping both the protagonist's journey and the fates of those around him. However, the effective use of backstory is a delicate dance. Too much information, poorly timed, can bog down the narrative, overwhelming the reader with unnecessary details and stalling the momentum of the plot. The key is to be selective, revealing only the most essential pieces of information at the most opportune moments. Instead of lengthy exposition dumps, weave backstory organically into the present narrative through dialogue, flashbacks, or subtle hints and revelations. Let it unfold gradually, like pieces of a puzzle, allowing the reader to piece together the larger picture over time. This approach keeps the reader engaged, piquing their curiosity and deepening their understanding of the characters and their motivations. Remember, backstory should serve the story, not overshadow it. It's the scaffolding upon which the narrative is built, essential for support, but ultimately invisible to the naked eye. When used effectively, backstory enriches the story, adding depth, complexity, and emotional resonance. It's the silent storyteller, whispering secrets from the past and shaping the destiny of the present. Thank you for watching.